Saturday, May 8th, and the men's field of competitors gathered to fight for one of 3 spots to go to California. They came from 8 states, and most earned a place here by their showing at one of 3 sectionals, either in Ohio, Pennsylvania, or in Virginia. But the first workout of the day, a couplet with muscle-ups and barbell complexes, went to a few athletes who had pre-qualified to be here based on their participation in the 09 Games. Ben Smith, who finished 64th last year, pulled out the 3rd fastest time. Jeff TINCHER, out of Fairfax, finished the event in 3:40, good enough for 2nd. And Graham HOLMBERG, who finished last year's games in 19th place, took the workout, finishing in 3:34.
We do what we do. Come on, Thunder, let's go!
3:34.75.
Like the second event of the previous day's affiliate competition, the athletes were next taken out into the surrounding woods for a 5K trail run, including a section of hills over which they would carry a 50-pound sandbag. When every athlete had crossed the line and the dust had settled, Todd Edmonds, out of Raw Training, emerged atop the leaderboard, with a 4th place finish on the first event and a 2nd place finish on the run. 2 athletes out of CrossFit Legacy, Dan Bailey and Charlie DUNIFER, finished strong enough to get bumped up into the 2nd and 3rd place spots, respectively. Ben Smith finished the run in 13th and held onto the 4th place position.
It seemed to me like another shot at the games with the heavy deadlift and then the hill run. That got me last year, so I was excited to see it again, get another shot at it.
Because those events were so similar, how did you do comparatively?
I actually ran a lot more this year. Last year I walked the hills in Aromas, but this year I actually, went all through it.
Like the games last year, organizers here tested the athletes with a long run, followed by a max effort deadlift. Once again, the leaderboard changed, and Dan Bailey was the only athlete who retained his top 3 position after pulling 520 pounds off the ground. It was good enough for 9th place, and after 3 events, his 20 overall points put him in 1st. At the end of the first day of competition, David ULMER, who finished 2nd behind Bailey at the Ohio sectional, sat in the runners-up position, and Thomas HOOTON from Mountaineer CrossFit held on to 3rd after pulling 560 pounds and finishing 2nd in the deadlift event. Ben Smith continued to sit just outside the qualifying spots in 4th place. Sunday brought brighter skies and a continued shuffle of the leaderboard. The first workout was a chipper, with box jumps, kettlebell swings, burpees, sandbag squat cleans, and dumbbell push presses. Out of SPC CrossFit, Joe Weigel took the event with a time of 15:14, and BRADEN LUTZ, who finished 3rd in the deadlift, took 2nd. Graham HOLMBERG, after a couple 20-top finishes on day 1, started the 2nd day of competition off well, coming in 3rd on the chipper. Bumped up to 5th overall by his performance, Joe Weigel spoke with us about the chipper and about whether he thought his finish was enough to put him into contention.
Well, first 50 box tops were smooth, unbroken. Then got through the kettlebell swings, unbroken too, burpees unbroken, cleans unbroken, dumbbell push press unbroken, back to cleans unbroken. Burpees got slow at the next one, but still kind of moved through them unbroken. Then the last set of swings had to go 25, 15, I think it was. And then last box tops was like 30, 10s, 5s, but still going up and down. Box tops were the difference for me.
Yeah.
I was able to go hop up, hop down, no step downs.
Yeah.
They're my thing, so.
Cool, good. So I think you're in about 6 or 7 going into that workout, right?
Yeah, I was in
right?
7th.
Okay, so do you think that's enough with the first place there to bump you up to top 5? Or?
I hope so, yeah. Hopefully it'll get me up close to top 3. I knew coming in today that's a good workout for me. I figured I needed to win it to have a chance, so hopefully it gets me there.
Okay, and what about the last workout they just announced last night? How do you feel about that?
I like it. The squat snatches is technical and I'm good at that. Chest to bar, pull-ups are my best part of CrossFit, so like it.
The leader coming into the day, Dan Bailey, suffered from serious calf cramps on the last movement, box jumps, and his 23rd place finish was the first hint that this former sprinter and CrossFit newcomer might be fallible. Dan would drop down to 4th overall, opening the number 1 spot up to LUTZ, who, despite having finished 14th in the first workout and 17th on the run, was quickly calling attention to himself after having gone relatively unnoticed on day 1. Holmberg also leapt forward, landing in the second spot with only one event left to go. He spoke with us after the chipper.
I swear, I think for like the last year, that's probably the most similar type of training that I do, is just throw a bunch of weightlifting, a bunch of box jumps, burpees, pull-ups, and just put it all into a long workout. That way I can work on all the movements and work on all of them when I'm tired. Because that's the big thing is that's what we talk about with CrossFit is, some guys are just total horses when they're fresh. As soon as they get out of breath, all that strength and everything goes to waste. So try to work just a lot of just being able to do everything when you're out of breath.
With the third and 3 top 15 finishes under his belt, Ben Smith was finally able to slip into one of the qualifying positions, and the young man who CrossFits in his backyard sat in third with only one remaining event. And that event, announced the night prior, was 3 rounds of 9 squat snatches at 135 pounds and 18 chest-to-bar pull-ups, followed by a single uphill sled drag to the finish line. Once again, Joe Weigel came out with the fastest time, completing the event in just over 7 minutes. Coming in 20 seconds behind Joe, second place went to Ben Smith. The 2 points he was rewarded for the effort would be enough to send him back to California to compete for the ultimate prize. BRADEN LUTZ finished the event with the 5th fastest time, and the athlete who placed 18th at the 08 Games and 8th in the Ohio Sectional did what was necessary to maintain his first place status. And Graham Holmberg's finish was also strong enough to earn him a return trip to the Games, and he grabbed the final qualifying spot out of the Central East. Joe Weigel's dominance on the second day was just not enough, and he finished in 4th, just 1 point behind Graham. With the weekend over and the awards given out, the Central East Regional is sending 3 athletes to Carson, California, each of whom has previous Games experience. We spoke with them a little bit about what they might expect to come up against in just a few short months.
I think last year, they got real creative. I think with like the hammer and stake. I don't know if something crazy is going to come back out like that again. They might just go. Let's just see. Let's get it back to more basic CrossFit this year again. Let's just because you see these events in like the deadlift. That's like a power lifter specialty event. The run. It's only running and hills, and it's like that's a runner specialty event. And I feel like when it's more CrossFit type stuff, with like the mixture of everything, like I love it. Like that's what I feel like I can really do, because I never really felt like specialized in any area. Just when it was specific CrossFit WODs, it's like, all right, here we go. This is what I can do. But it's too. You can beat your head against the wall trying to be hypothetical and figure out what there's going to be. The biggest thing that I tried to focus on was just get your butt in shape. Don't try to get real fancy and get good at gymnastic stuff. Basically what CrossFit coaches, don't try to be good at one certain thing. Just get your butt in shape, and that's what CrossFit's all about, is just great endurance.